What's up, socialites, and welcome back to the Social Studies Podcast with me, Joe Dombrowski.
And me, from a flawless floor, Gaspare Randazzo.
Tonight and the next 3 Mondays, I will be running my hour at Comedy/Bar in Seattle to get ready for my taping in Chicago, which is the first weekend of December. After that, I'm in Atlanta, and I also have a show at the Comedy Store that I'm headlining, but it's already sold out. I'm also running the hour there too. Stoked. Anyway, get your tickets at thejoedombrowski.com for Seattle, Atlanta, and Chicago.
And for me, I'll be in Pottstown, Pennsylvania this week. Then I will be in
Manasquan.
I'll be in Rochester, Long Island, Manasquan, Chandler, San Diego. I also added a bunch of new stuff that some of it's on my website, some of it's not. I don't know if it'll be by the time this episode comes out, but I'll be in Portland, Philadelphia, LA, New York City again, and Connecticut, and a few other places. Check my website, see if they're there, GaspareRandazzo.com.
2 questions. When is your Portland date?
My Portland date is April 5th.
Okay, I'm not here. And when is your...
LA?
Yeah.
July 21st.
And where is it?
Flappers.
Flappers. So,
Joe, wow, we have a lot to unpack on this episode.
We have a lot. So just so the people know, Gaspare and I spent the day together in Staten Island last week.
We did.
What a time that was. Holy accents.
I wanted to show Joe my native people, and I did. All right, well, let's backtrack. So first off, we went to Atlantic City together. And just for those of you who don't know, Joe and I haven't seen each other in person since Joe's wedding. And it's kind of funny because like we talk on Zoom every single night or on the phone or whatever.
We talk every day, one way or another.
We communicate every day, but we see each other on Zoom
I don't
at
hear
least
from
once a
Gaspare
week.
24 hours. I'm like, is he mad at me?
And we communicate every day. So it's like super funny because I worked on Friday. Then I just got out of work, drove down. I picked up my kids, dropped them off, went down to Atlantic City. And then like I just like ran into Joe in the lobby and we're just like, oh, hey, what's up? And then we just like people in the lobby just thought that like we were together all day and just continued to meet up, which is kind of funny. Then I did a tour of Joe's room for Patreon. So if you're a Patreon, it's you could catch the room tour. They gave Joe like a villa to live in while we were in Atlantic City.
2 days at the Borgata. And they gave me a hotel room bigger than my house. So that was insane. Which for people who saw that video, that doesn't happen. That's not usually how this goes, okay? Usually, I'm at a fucking Hampton Inn with a bed, blanket. Number one pet peeve on hotels, Gaspar, are those...
Is that heavy-ass sheet?
No, those thin-ass blankets. And also, for hotels across the board, why do they tuck the blankets in
God.
like you're getting into a sarcophagus? I'm like, what are we gonna? What is
word.
this? Like, Jesus, I literally feel like someone put me inside of a food vacuum sealer, and you can't move your arms.
What's the purpose of being so tight?
Like, what is the purpose?
To keep the bed bugs in.
Does anyone like this?
Like, no, but you can't even wiggle your body into it. I have to physically pull the blankets out from in the bed.
Oh, I hate it.
I have to pull so hard because my body, I can't get on like in top and then squeeze in. It doesn't, anyway, whatever. So we did a show together. Joe did a show in Atlantic City. I was there. And then we went out after. And it was interesting because I realized that I no longer can hang with the young crowds of cool people. First off, shout out to the Briar Patch, some of my friends that came to the show. They went to a club and they were like, oh, come with us. And at like 11 o'clock, we were like, oh, like it's really empty in here. And then I realized that like clubs don't even like start happening till midnight. Like, do you
Crazy.
remember those? I don't ever remember going out that late.
Oh, I do. I hated it. I remember the first time that I like walked out and the sun was still up, and I was like, "This really is living."
Dude, one time I was 13. I went to Panache. It was this club in Brooklyn. I was so nervous before we went. I ate like 13 clementine oranges, right? I was nervous. It was my first club.
Was it like a teen club?
It was a teen night.
I was going to say, because you at 13 looked 8, so there's no way.
So I just ate all these oranges, right? Then I went to the club and I was like, it'll be fine. And then I like met some girl and I was talking to her and she's like, it smells like someone's eating oranges. And I was like, yeah, what the fuck? And I was like looking around. It was me. It was my clothes, my breath, my pores. Anyway, in the morning, we woke up and we went to Staten Island. Now, Joe, you can recount your Staten Island experience. Joe got to see what a full day in the life of me is like.
I'm going to say this. Staten Island, great food.
Oh, yeah.
Can you take me out for like pasta next time?
Oh, yeah. We'll go to like the place where Pete Davidson took Kim Kardashian.
Okay. Yeah, great. Wait, is it Rouse?
No.
Rayos?
I'll take you to Rouse.
Okay. Anyway, I want to get some like good real Italian food because we had like New York food. We had the pizza, which was holy fuck, Gaspare. Was that not so good?
So I saw some article about this pizza that had 3 sauces on it. It was marinara sauce, pesto sauce, and vodka sauce. It was called like the trio slice. That was delicious. Like we could have ate a whole pie.
Shit.
Yeah. And then Joe saw all the characters that walk into a pizzeria.
Oh,
like every sweatsuit.
God. Sweatsuits with the gold chain and the helmet hair and the one leg up.
Joe's like, oh, you only have on like sweatpants and a t-shirt. Like, are we going to change? I'm like, oh no, we're in the Staten Island uniform. And then like everyone we met had sweatpants on and a t-shirt. Like that's
for
just
real. And I was wearing it.
No, you were doing good. And we went to the bagel store.
So here's the thing, the bagels.
Me in my element, stopping.
My God, Gaspare. I had so many bagels too when I was in New York. I was in New York for 4 days, 3 days. And I was just like, and every time I could go, I'd go, everything bagel, bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. So good.
Joe got to see me talk to every person in Staten Island.
They all knew you guys. He's a celebrity. He's just walking around. People are like, hey, Gaspar, how the hell are you? Oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. How's your family? Oh my God. I used to go, oh my God, my kids are in college now. It's crazy.
Joe got to hang out with Lucy and Gaspar.
Are you in line? Are you in line? Are you waiting for a bagel? Okay, I'm going to go to the register. I'm like, okay, bitch. Have a good day.
Joe would just back away from the people. Then the guys would come in with the cutoff t-shirts.
Are you in line? Are you in line? No, I'm not. Just fucking standing here because everything is 1 cubic centimeter big. There's nowhere to stand in New York. That's the thing about New York as a whole. Specifically Manhattan. Yeah. You have more space than Staten Island. Good for you. You have a backyard and a pool and all that shit. When you're in Manhattan, that's the one thing. Like I went to a couple comedy clubs, a few restaurants. Every single inch is taken up by something. I don't even know some of these restaurants I was in. I was like, are we all aware that the seats are going to hit each other if we both back up at the same time? Are we okay with it?
You're eating together.
It's also like insane.
My kids were like, Dad, there's a bird's nest in the backyard. Joe Mama told us.
I found it for them.
I know they told me. They were very excited.
There's a bird's nest in your fig tree, which, by the way, you guys, Gaspar, how he always talks about the figs are out of control. It's because the fucking tree's out of control. He won't cut the branches. This literally looks like it doesn't look like a tree. It looks like the biggest bush you've ever seen in your life.
There's just thousands
fingers coming out of the ground. It's insane. It looks like the devil's hand coming up to grab you.
And then I explained to Joe about the tolls in New York. How, for those of you who are not listening, just
illegal.
From
criminal.
New Jersey to Staten Island is like $18. Then Staten Island to Brooklyn, which is all within a 13-mile radius, is
I
another
don't get it.
$17. Brooklyn to
don't
Manhattan,
understand.
another $17. And remember we talked about that thing, congestion pricing? It happened. It went through. So basically now, like if you enter New York City between like the hours of like 2 and 6, they charge you an extra $2.50 because they want to lower the people coming in. So it's like now $20.50 instead of $18. It's so ridiculous.
Everything's so expensive. I did have some of the most bomb ass food though, even when I wasn't with you. I had this like Mediterranean like lamb and vegetables dish, but it was baked in the bread. So the bread was like bubbling over. You had to like cut through it and like guess like
That sounds good.
These are
we should've
so good.
After you left, I was like, damn, I forgot to get you the rice balls from the famous rice ball
Arancini
place.
you know what? Honestly, Gaspar, I am pissed at you because of that.
Melissa's
and I
like,
will
Joe's
hold
going to
this
come
in.
back and we're going to do Broadway together. Melissa
No,
was like,
I'm not going to come back because I'm mentally scarred from it. And I think I need something to give me clarity.
oh, you know what would probably help you? So the rice balls are good, but you know what's even better than a rice ball, Joe? BetterHelp. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Let's say you're having a hard time. You had some traumatic experiences in New York. You don't really know. You don't really know what's going on in your life. Sometimes it's hard to remember that we're all experiencing life for the first time, and we got to cut ourselves some slack. You were new to New York. You were getting yelled at by the people online at the bagel store. Just dealing with Lucy and Gaspar and all these things. And therapy is a great way to help set boundaries and give ourselves credit for the job well done. So BetterHelp is an online therapy, and it is just that. It's 100% online. It's so easy to use, and your therapist will be there every step of the way through video calls, phone calls, and even text messages. Here's the thing, guys. Everyone needs a little help, whether you want to admit it or not, but it's helpful. It could help you. It could help me. It could help Joe. And honestly, all you got to do is fill out this quick survey. You get started. You get matched with a therapist. And if you don't like the therapist, switch. Why are you going to stay with them? You don't have to. So here's the thing. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/social studies today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/social studies. This episode brought to you by BetterHelp.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Yo, can we get into the not the voicemails? I wish we had voicemails. Can we get into the emails?
Wait, but I want to hear about your show, My Straight Friends in New York, because I was with you for all your other ones.
Oh. So, a little bit of a shit. The show itself was great. It was a little bit of a shit, the show, where pretty much there was between like us, it was in an event center inside of a hotel that is not set up for live performance or comedy. I don't know why they gave us that for the festival. It was the worst venue. I'll never go back. But everything was lost in translation. They kept being like, oh, we didn't know that. We don't have your stuff. I'm like, yes, you fucking did. I'll pull up the emails. Anyway, number one problem that pops up is they go, how many microphones do you need? I go, 3. They go, we have 2. I go, okay, well, I need 3. They go, well, we only have the capability for 2. I go, well, that's going to be a huge problem. Thank God I had my videographer with me who was able to like scramble and make it happen. And he did. And nobody wanted to fucking work. I was just like, can we all do it? Except for the AV guy who really helped us a lot with a bunch of snafus that we ran into. However, there was no lighting guy. He's like, there's no lighting tech, so this is what the lights are going to be. And it washed out the screen. It was just terrible. And I was like, why is there no lighting guy? He's like, you didn't ask for it. I go, we asked for AV. He goes, that's AV. I go, well, that's funny because the V stands for visual. Anyway, so we got this.
He's like, we just have an A guy.
This fucking guy back there dicking around the whole time. I told him exactly what he needed to do. And then while the comics are like on stage, the lights literally would just like, it'd be fine. Comedians doing their thing. All of a sudden, you're in a discotheque and the lights are all on the wall and on the ceiling and on the ground going everywhere. And
that
then
probably made it super funny though.
thank God the comics we had were able to do this. Rosebud Baker, hilarious. She's just talking, and all of a sudden, boom, the lights go green. She goes, "Am I supposed to do Wicked now? Like, what is this? Like, what's happening?" And then it just kept happening the entire time. I was like, at one point, we were totally in the dark. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? My manager had to go back there and be like, just don't fucking touch it. Don't touch it. Just leave it. You don't gotta touch
like
anything.
The bodega cat is just sitting on the fucking panel.
My God, it was wild. It happened for every single it was a mess, okay? It was a mess.
So I couldn't come, right? Because I was at a CCD meeting. So we had a mandatory CCD meeting. Remember we talked about CCD, Gaspar's religion school?
Oh, catechism, right.
So for those of you who don't know, I had to go to like my son's in school to become a better Catholic. And we had to go to a parent mandatory meeting, and we don't have anybody home with us. So Melissa stayed home. I went to the meeting, right? So I'm sitting in this meeting, and it's just all parents, and it's all Staten Island parents. Like, everybody's got like a tank top on and the gold chain. No one knows how to act in church. People are just like doing the sign of cross randomly. And anyway, so the guy's like, every kid has to go to penance. Do you know what penance is?
Yeah, when you have to like do
forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Yeah, confession.
That whole thing. Confession, right? So he's like, everybody has to go. And I remember when I went to confession for the first time, I was like, I guess his age, 8. And I'm just like, I hit my sister. Like, what am I going to say?
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's like, everybody's got to go to confession. He goes, including you guys. He's like, did you know that John the Baptist, you know who that is, right?
Yes.
He was like, do you know that John the Baptist went to confession every day? He's like, do you think you're better than John the Baptist? So like jokingly under my breath, I said to all the people around me, I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I just have to go to confession so much. Like, maybe I am better than him. So, like, everybody laughed because I was just like, well, this guy has so much to confess. I was like, what the hell? And then, like, the priest was like, confession is like being a smoker. Like, I need a cigarette. I need confession. I was like, did you just compare going to confession every day to smoking a cigarette and needing? It wasn't a priest giving this meeting. It was just some guy.
Who was it?
Some guy who worked in the church, and he was just like, he was just trying to convince people to come to church.
So why did he
do it?
And why did they call you in for this meeting? To tell you guys that you all got to go to confession?
It was like, this is the day that they're getting baptized. The confession, this is how communion's going to go. It was just an overall meeting for communion. Then at one point they had us read the 10 Commandments. There was like 200 people. So like, I was like, he's like, we need a volunteer. I'm raising my hand because I was like, whatever, I'll just freaking read. It's funny to me, but then they didn't pick me.
Was it an impromptu meeting? Like, did you know about this, or were they all of a sudden like, this needs to happen?
We know. We've known. But Melissa was originally going to go, and my mom was going to watch the kids, and I was going to go to your show.
Was the meeting worth it? Would they give you some information you needed, or was it kind of pointless?
The meeting could have been an email. So.
Yes, I got to say this. When I'm a parent, if this shit happens to me, I'm going to literally be like,
There's nothing you could do with mandatory meeting.
I'll be like, okay, what are you going to fucking do? Can I write a little check? Can we make it you want oranges on the soccer field next week or what? I'll be like, this is not happening. You can't fucking waste people's
There's meetings. All right. The other thing I wanted to tell you about.
Can we roll that clip back when I do have kids and watch me be like, oh yeah, Joe, you fucking wish.
That's why I don't even acknowledge it. Like, you'll be at freaking sitting there with your notebook out, taking notes at the front of the thing because it's so much. They just throw so much at you. They're like, and he's got to wear this, and he's got to make a little lamb out of cotton balls, and he's got to put a stick on the back. I'm like, are you guys providing the cotton balls? Like, where are we getting cotton balls? Is that still a thing? I had a good time at the meeting. Also, Joe, 2 other things. What'd you think of the Mike Tyson fight? Did you watch it?
Stupidest shit I've ever heard of in my life. Of course I didn't watch. I'm not a Jake Paul fan for a very big important reason. I think I've told you this.
No.
The year was 2012. Jake Paul is a top tier YouTuber, and he's got fourth graders all over the country in the palm of his fucking hand. And he makes up some dumb shit where he would walk up to people, point at their shoes, and go, "What are those?" And then they'd laugh and run away. I had a fucking kid in my school and my class alone do that to me literally hourly, like clockwork. People were doing, "What are those?" I was like, I can't fucking do it. So I have the most disdain for him that I was hoping Mike Tyson would just beat his ass. But also, what was this? Like, you're going to put some elder
60.
Gen Z up against fucking AARP? Like, what are we talking about?
Dude, just think, I mean, look, Jake Paul, for sure, he was a YouTuber, but now he's like a legit boxer. I mean, he is a big guy. He is jacked. Like, he's a 28-year-old, like in his prime physical peak, fighting a 60-year-old Mike Tyson. Like, it's kind of wild. Like, and I think like people thought Mike Tyson was just going to be able to like scale back the animal in him and bring it back to life. But like, you're 60, you're 60. You know what I mean? Like, your body don't move like it used to. That's reality, even if you're Mike Tyson.
But is this even something to be proud of? You're 28, you beat up a 60-year-old man. Congratulations.
Well, he's Mike Tyson, though.
But
dude,
he's
do you know that
68-year-old Mike Tyson at 28 would have whooped his fucking ass.
Mike Tyson would have murdered him at 60.
Literally.
At 28.
Right.
But,
so that way I'm like, is this impressive even? I was watching it. I was like, this is what we're doing? Oh, okay.
I saw a great meme. It was like, if you would have told me 20 years ago that this guy, it was Jake Paul, like as a 13-year-old making a YouTube video, and it was Mike Tyson just fucking pounding on somebody. They were like, if you would have told me that these two would fight and this guy would win, I would have fucking, I would have never believed you for a second. Like, you know what I mean? Just like how far this has all come. But what's crazy is like, do you think you could fight Mike Tyson?
Gaspare, what are you fucking talking about? No, and I hope you say no too.
Oh, I could. He one punch, he would kill both of us.
Right.
Still, do you know that before he used to fight? I think I told you this. Before he used to fight, he used to have sex with 2 women because he had so much testosterone that he was afraid he would kill the person he was fighting. Like, can you imagine being that?
Did you see him grab his shit? Grab his junk?
What about his ass? Did you see his ass?
Grab his mic. He just like fucking. He was just like on the scene. Just. I was just like, whoa. Okay.
He doesn't care. Mike Tyson is just in his own planet.
I just don't see the appeal of it. They're not. There is like you're both professional boxers, but like one is in his 60s and one is in his 20s. Like what? I don't.
Do you know how much Jake Paul made for the fight?
I don't want to. It's going to make me want to commit suicide.
40 million.
See?
And Mike Tyson made 20 million, which I think is fucked up.
I don't know. I would just like this make I don't like it. And
like there's a lot of people who felt like it was rigged a little, like they had to go 4 rounds.
Gaspare, they knew beforehand. This was all an agreement.
No, I don't think they knew who was going to win, but I think they probably did like, I'm sure they were like, yo, because I think if they got to the 4th round, both of them got their full pay. So like, you don't think Jake Paul's team called Mike Tyson is like, yo, let's at least make it to the 4th and then we'll duke it out from there. Cause like, I didn't watch the fight. I just saw like clips of it. But like what I read, like Jake Paul could have ended it in the 1st round. Like he was just could have pounded him into oblivion because Mike Tyson was too slow to keep up, I don't know. Whatever.
I just hate it. Want to read an email?
Yeah, let's do it.
For us.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, well, there's an update on the Honey Nut Swash, if anyone cares.
That's from Foxhole.
You cannot save those seeds from your honey nut. Just gobble up those delicious babies and then get yourself a seed packet from here with a link. Honey Nut is an F1 hybrid squash, not an heirloom. An awesome farmer/seed breeder developed this squash by hand pollinating 2 different squash varieties together. Basically, the squashes made artificial love with each other to make the most delicious baby ever. Anyway,
What's
I love that.
happening?
So wait, so they just like won't grow?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about this stuff.
Damn. Anyway, I love that Farmer Gaspare was so confident in his declaration that you can't grow honey nut squash in Seattle. You'll grow them gangbusters here. I know you have the plant daddy in you. You should challenge him to throw some seeds in that Staten Island garbage soil and see.
You don't want that.
She didn't say garbage. I added that part.
Oh.
In that Staten Island soil and see who has more squash on their vines. We all know he needs more vegetables to balance out that hot dog in his diet. All the love and good juju sign. Sam, P.S. We love our chickens so much, but I do put on a full Dickies jumpsuit, which is kind of cute, and a beanie and very loud pump-up jams when I have to clean the coop. But it's just once a month and it builds character, right? So it's worth those orange yolks and the chicken company. You can use my name until I write some shit about my brother-in-law or something. Funny. Okay, I guess I can't grow. Sam, can I not? Are the seeds just not going to sprout? Now I'm going to save the seeds just to see if they sprout. They probably will make a plant, but they won't give me any squash. Well, anyway, that con artist wrote us back again too.
Wait, hold on. You know what I always wanted to do? The avocado pits. I've tried it, but
I did it with my students, and we got a huge avocado tree.
But did it grow avocados or just the plant?
Just the plant. I mean, it's got to be a fucking tree to give you avocados, Gaspare.
But can I grow them in Staten Island? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you can. You're just going to have to keep it warm in the winter and bring it inside and still get it good light. But you can totally do it. It's cool.
Well,
it's cool.
Because like avocados are so expensive. Imagine growing them.
Yes.
I would just eat avocados.
Okay, so this one is about those people who have the fake GoFundMe. Hi, I love your podcast, and it was so much fun hearing your thoughts on this story. One last update, in case you guys are curious. She has since deleted the link to the GoFundMe.
Okay.
It's like an off-brand GoFundMe, but saying that their family has been using it against them. I think that maybe we all hear about it for a while. Again, I love your podcast, and I hope you have a great week. Also, in the last email, I meant to say that she was smoking weed and shared it with an Amazon delivery driver. My friend has also been seeing them sitting on their porch smoking together, which is nothing crazy, just normal, but just to show that you can enjoy time without your spouse at home.
Wait a second.
Crazy.
That seems facetious there at the end.
I don't know. You
can enjoy time without your spouse at home, meaning what? Hang out with the gardener and the Amazon guy. Like, if the Amazon guy is coming and you're sitting there smoking weed with him, there's more going on. I don't know.
Yes.
Also, a side note, Joe, they came and did I guess I could talk about this. They came and did a piece on me from New York State.
They did a piece on you.
Yeah, they did like
pieced on you.
Like teacher. That was my dryer.
Wait, Gaspare, someone pieced on you?
What is that? What do you mean? Is that like a gay guy thing?
They pieced on you?
What, is that like gay
they
stuff?
Say they did a piece on you, so I said they pieced on you.
Yeah. They did a piece on me. I don't understand.
Pieced. It sounds like pissed.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They pieced on you. Okay, tell me, Gaspare.
So this lady, they're doing a piece on me, a little piece, and they came to my school. So they're doing a piece on like teacher by day, stand-up comedian by night, right?
Ooh, yeah.
And it's like it's through like New York State wants to let people know like, hey, our teachers are doing stuff outside of teaching. Really, the piece is like about like how you can't just be a teacher and make enough money just teaching. But anyway, so
Taylor's old as time, honey.
So they're coming to a show in Rochester and they're going to do an interview there. But they were like, can we come to your school and film you teaching?
Hell no.
So I was like, I don't really teach. But I was like, no, that's fine. I was like, you guys could come. So Joe, they came, my students were so nervous. They didn't like know how, like, you know, when like administration walks in and kids like don't know how to act, like they get nervous.
Yes.
It was like that times 10 because they had cameras set up everywhere. And my
Can't wait to
co-teacher,
watch this piece.
Kim, she like went and got like a blowout done the night before. Like she was like, got like new clothes. She was like all like ready to be on camera. I just wore like my joggers and a sweatshirt. And then like the lady was in there and I tucked my sweatshirt in like super deep and pulled my pants up while they were in the middle of filming. And Kim's like, what's wrong with like, and we were mic'd. They mic'd us up. And she's just mouthing like, what are you doing? And I was like, they're getting the full experience. I don't care. And then like at one point I said to the lady, I was like, to the kids, I was like, hey guys, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm going to pass out. And then I was like, these worksheets. And I gave all the kids worksheets.
Oh God.
Dude, dead silence. The kids didn't laugh because they were so nervous. The lady was so confused why my shirt was tucked in. Then I go, oh, I have to go downstairs and get something. I crawled behind the desk and I just went in the desk and I didn't come out for a minute. So Kim is just standing in front of the kids, just looking around like, where the fuck is Gaspare?
You are insane.
And then they interviewed Kim and they interviewed that guy Newcomb, the one you met in the bagel store. And he's like, yeah, Gaspar's fucking crazy. He's like, this guy's on fire. He's just screaming at the lady. And then I got nervous, like on camera. So she's like, say like, my name's Gaspare. I'm a teacher at blank school. Welcome to my classroom on Staten Island. I fucked up all the words. I was like walking down the hall, walking and talking.
My name's
I was like,
Staten Island and I'm a school.
No, I went, hi, my name's Gaspare and this is where I work, Staten Island. And I was like, and then I said my school name and she's like, what? She's like, you just botched everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm not good on camera like that.
Oh God. Okay.
Anyway, all right, read another email.
I can't wait to watch the piece. I can't wait to watch the piece.
It's going to be really
so proud of you.
Riveting. Thank you.
Here we go. It's called La Quinta Exorcism. Hey, Joe and Jasper. They spelt it Jasper, Jasper. A few weeks ago, you asked for stories about hotels giving away rooms while guests were still in them. And boy, do I have one for you. This happened about 13 years ago when I was 23 years old. My husband and I were newly married. And he was asked to be a groomsman in his friend's wedding. The wedding was in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Oh, funny. Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm familiar with that. Didn't know there was a Grand Rapids, Minnesota. And we were excited about it because it was our first trip as a married couple that involved a plane ride. We arrived 5 days early to explore. I quickly realized that I'm one of those people who just cannot poop while on vacation. Fast forward to the night before the wedding, I tried sushi for the first time. Big mistake. Yeah, I don't know if Grand Rapids, Minnesota is the best place to be trying sushi. Just going out on a limb, unless it's like walleye sushi. And even then it sounds like parasites. Anyway,
who's walleye?
Walleye?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get you to Michigan. Literally, the upper Midwest is gasping for you. Do you know what perch is, Gaspar?
No.
Oh my Lord, we gotta get.
Also, I don't know. I don't eat sushi.
These are lake fish that I just had perch the other day.
I don't eat sushi.
Okay, it's cooked, Gaspar.
I don't eat fish at all. Nothing from the sea.
Do you think sushi means fish? It doesn't.
Well, I'll have an avocado roll, but that's it. But I wouldn't eat an avocado from the Midwest.
Sushi and eating fish are two different things.
Okay, it's seafood, and I don't like anything that the eyes are on the side of the head. Because I feel like
you eat chicken.
It's like looking at me. Yeah, but chicken's eyes are a little closer, like they could see you if you're standing in front of them. Like a dolphin, I wouldn't eat. A shark.
I wouldn't eat a dolphin either. Oh my God. Why would you say dolphin?
Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking like placement of the eyes.
Oh my Lord. Okay.
So your haircut looks good.
I wouldn't eat things that are eyes in the front of their head, like owl. I would never eat owl. I don't know.
Because he's just looking right at you while you're chewing.
Right? I would never eat like monkey. Like that's
food
that
we
would
eat.
Be bad.
Hold on. We eat chicken. We eat cow. Cow eyes are on the side. I don't like eyes that are directly side. It could be like
you
front
wouldn't
side.
Eat whale. You wouldn't eat.
No, whales actually look forward.
Pigeon.
Where's a whale's eyes? Dude,
Would you eat
whale's
pigeon?
eyes? Think about a whale's peripherals because their head is so big.
This is peak podcast. What we're doing right now is why people listen. Okay, whale's eyes are
How
probably
big
the
is a
size
whale's
of
eye?
our whole body.
I'm Googling it right now.
Look up blue whale, a blue whale's eyes. I'm pretty sure blue whale is the biggest whale.
How big is a blue eye whale?
A blue whale is the biggest whale.
Okay. Oh, they're actually not as big.
No way.
Blue
what?
whale eyes are about the size of a grapefruit.
Oh my God, they're only 6 inches? That's crazy.
I got something in common with a blue whale, finally.
I'm embarrassed for you. Hey, wait, what were we talking about? How the fuck did we get here?
Well, how big is their penis?
Humongous. I've seen killer whale penis in the wild.
8 feet.
Oh
Dude, I'm looking at a petrified one right now. Holy shit.
Wait, are you looking at blue whale?
How big is a blue whale's penis? They have the largest in the
animal
animal kingdom.
God, are you looking at that picture of the guy holding it?
That thing would go to International Mr. Leather and just clean up.
Looks like a big carrot.
Dude, they have balls.
No, they don't have balls.
Their balls are 1,000 pounds.
Inside them?
It makes up 2% of their body weight is testicles.
Whoa.
This makes them the largest testicle in the animal species.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm looking at their sperm right now.
I don't think you should do that.
They make so much sperm, and what it does is it dilutes the water, and then, the males can mate with multiple females in a row. They just blow it out, and I guess everybody sucks it up.
Yeah, we should probably be done with this.
Why the hell is all this shit in kilograms? Elephant nuts, 4 kilograms.
I need better help, and you need psychiatric therapy. There's something not right with you. The next day, I took my entire suitcase to another girl's hotel room. Second biggest mistake. I get ready for the wedding. We all got dialed up, and I was feeling confident until the wedding ceremony started. As the bride walked down the aisle, my stomach began to turn. I gripped my pew, sweat gathering on my upper lip, barely holding it together. Oh, shit. With some deep breaths, I managed to get through the ceremony without defecating myself. Afterwards, I told my husband, I have to go now. My stomach is churning. The groom lent me his chair, and I rushed back to the hotel. I called my mom on the way, and she advised me to pick up some milk of magnesia. Back at the hotel,
that is good stuff.
Back at the hotel, I downed half a bottle without reading the instructions. Within minutes, I was puking into the tub while simultaneously sitting on the toilet. And well, you can imagine it was a full body evacuation that lasted 45 minutes. Completely drained, I threw on my husband's white t-shirt, and I was laying on the floor. Instead of my dress, I tried to find an extra pair of his underwear, but he just packed just enough for each day of the trip. So I begrudgingly put back on my thong with a big bow on the back of it. The only clothing I had in my suitcase was at the girls' hotel room. So I collapsed face down in the bed, passed out almost immediately on the top cover. The next thing I know, I hear the door unclick, thinking it was my husband. I lazily lifted my head. Catching a glimpse of myself in the mirror, I realized that I looked rough. Makeup smeared, one eyelash on, the other stuck to my cheek, just my butt there due to no pants being on. To my horror, it wasn't my husband. It was a couple, a man and a woman, laughing as they entered the room. Him looking back at her, then the smell hit them. They froze, gagged in their faces, twisted in horror. The man looked up, and we made direct eye contact with me.
He'll never forget her face.
Through the mirror. All I could imagine was a groggy, They scrambled to leave, but their suitcases got tangled. They gagged and stumbled for what felt like forever before finally bolting out of the room. Meanwhile, I just lay there so exhausted from the exorcism that had taken place in the La Quinta bathroom even more. I was mortified. My husband got back later that night and the room still reeked. I told him what happened and he was doubled over with laughter. But honestly, this kind of stuff always seems to find me. Like the time I got sucker punched in the back of the head by a 10-year-old autistic kid while jogging to a friend's house in cosmetology school. That's a story for another day. Let
Send
me
that
know if
one
you want to
next.
hear it. We want to hear it. We want to
Send
hear it.
that
We want to hear
one.
it. Needless to say, we both left the next morning without saying a word to the hotel staff. To this day, I still think about the poor couple who wondered what they said to each other after escaping that disaster zone. I hope this brings your laughs to your show. Best, Kylie. Yes, you can use my name. Dude, remember when I got food poisoning in Arizona
I was
this
just
year?
thinking of that. And like, I was talking to you on the
I
phone
got
and you were
food
just like,
poisoning twice this year. Well, one was food poisoning, and the second one they think was the flu, but it was pretty similar to food poisoning. I got food poisoning in
Arizona.
Tempe, Arizona, coming out, but woke me up in the middle of the night. But here's the thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. I was passing out. I was waking up and my head was just like on the toilet bowl. So I had to call the hospital. But then I was like, no, I cannot have an ambulance come up here and take me out. I've already made friends with the staff and stuff. We'll be on a stretcher. I'm like, absolutely not. So I mustered up the strength to get in an Uber, somehow didn't puke the whole way and made it. God. The second time I was at my friend's house, which I was like, thank God, but also not thank God. Because I was so embarrassed. I'm like, this room smells like just a dying, decaying person. Before I left, when I got all better, I bleached down their whole bathroom. I felt so bad.
Dude,
It was
I'm
gross.
so sick. I'm so
It was
sorry.
terrible.
All right. Well, this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp and Whale Sperm.
Hey, Whale Sperm. Get your tickets to see me live at thejoedombrowski.com.
And me at GaspareRandazzo.com.
Bye, guys.
Bye.